Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Luke Skywalker. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so been requested this, so I'm trying to get it in, and I'm trying to come up with a good, not really action pose, but a pose for the lightsaber, because I am going to give him the lightsaber. Oof, it's a little low. His feet are going to fall off. Let me see what I can do here. If I do that there. So, okay, so this part is very important. This part is sketching out the position and to make sure I'm not going to fall off. There's too much. Okay, so I just got to make sure I don't fall off the edge for the placement. Okay, that should work. Oh, sorry, I got a little quiet there. I just started concentrating on what I was doing. Yeah, so the big question here is going to be is what all am I adding? Because he's got a whole bunch of different things, you know, his binoculars, stuff like that, you know. I got to figure out what I'm going to add. So I think I got it here. I think I know where I'm going with this. Mainly the lightsaber is the most important, right? Let's see. I'll just have this hand just hanging down. There's not much, nothing exciting we can do with this arm, so we're just going to have it hanging down in all its I was going to say Jedi glory, but he's not a Jedi at this point, right? Am I right, folks? Am I right? So, what can I do for a hand? Let's see. We'll just do regular old hand, just hanging down. Okay, so that should work. That. Okay, so let's draw this one out. So I think the way I have him positioned, let's see, here's his arm right there. I can have the lightsaber. Well, let me just make sure I got the arm length right. It seems a little long. There we go. There. Okay, so I have the lightsaber. Let's see if he's just kind of... There you go. Doing that. So that means we're going to have to position the hand kind of like this. I guess down. Like that, so I can do it like this. There we go. So I want to draw it like this. Put fingers over here like that. And because it is kind of a weird angle, I'm not gonna lie. I want to make sure that I get the details right. But I kind of have to do it like this. Ooh, that's huge. That is way too big. I gotta make sure that I get the hands in there at the right size too. It's funny, like I couldn't tell until I actually drew the pinky. Then I could see how off I was. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so now that being said, I want to make sure that I get the, there we go, the blade flowing correctly with the handle, the hilt. Well, I picked a really tough position there. But that's okay, you know, you need to challenge yourself every now and then, right? Alright. Okay, so let me try to come up with a look for him. I just see something that's off here. Let me redraw this real fast. That, okay. Because getting his likeness is, I don't think I can do that. I'm not a caricature artist, so I can't draw likenesses. So I just kind of have to I was gonna say admit, but admit's not really the word I was looking for. I have to accept. There we go. Accept that it's not going to look like him. I'm just going to kind of come up with the best facial features I can to try to capture not really Mark Hamill, but I guess a Luke Skywalker, because like I said, there's no way I'm gonna get it to look like him. Okay, this is not too bad. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, so again, sorry I went quiet. A lot of times when I concentrate, that's when I go quiet, because I'm trying to capture what I need to do. So, I think that's good. Let me erase some of these sketch lines, because I did quite a few here, because all we're going to go with are the confidence lines. I don't need all the sketches, and if you're working with pencil, you just start drawing darker. I want some of these Sharpie to disappear. I'm sorry, I wanted the pencil line to disappear, so when I draw it to Sharpie, the Sharpie stands out, not the pencil lines. So I'm just going to erase some of this. Okay, I think that's good enough, nice and light. Okay, working. So, let's welcome everybody that skipped over to this portion. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but depends on a little finer than the fine point. You can find the things that the fine point can't quite find. So, I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of it, so I'm just going to go with a ghost of an image to try to trace over what I did. So I'm going to start off with the tiny details of and use the Sharpie pen to do that. So, I'm going to start off with the eyes. So I'm going to draw the top of the lids like this, just to see if I've got it placed right with the positioning of the eye. And this one's a little lower now that I see it, so I'm going to have to tilt his head just a little bit. I'm going to draw the iris like this, and that's all I can really do because the pupils are going to be a little too... I can do that, that's it. Because it's such a tiny drawing, so that detail is so tiny. So that means I can draw a little bit of the features like this, like bring in the bottom of the eye like that, but I'm not going to draw the actual bottom of the eye because it'll bleed too much, and work off of this. So I'm going to go ahead and draw his brow like this. And I kind of don't want to draw his eyebrows because I want them to do with color because they're blonde, you know? But I got to give him a little something, so... Oh, we'll come back to that when we do the hair. We'll come back to that. So, I got to remember to angle his head a little bit more now, so I can draw just a little bit of a bridge of a nose just down like this, but I don't want to do too much because that part's, it's not a hard edge, so we're not going to define it with this Sharpie. Maybe with color, but that's it. So for the nose, that's all I can really do because it's pointed right at you. And again, I can't really do too much. Maybe I could draw a little bit of the bulb of the front, like this, and that's it. I shouldn't do it anymore because now it's going to be way too defined. So let me go ahead and just draw the mouth in like this, and we'll draw a little bit of a bottom lip like that, but that's all I'm going to do. Now see, to me that doesn't quite look like him, but when we add some color, maybe we'll see what we can do here. So for his bottom jaw, I do have him kind of looking up. So for his bottom jaw, I'm going to draw his chin, then draw the jaw in like this, and I'm kind of staggering it because now I'm going to draw his hair in there too. So he's got a lot of straggly hair, so I'm gonna, let's see, we'll do that a little bit to give him a little bit of a cheekbone. So for his hair, we're gonna go ahead and draw some long strands in like this. You can see his ear right there, but again, see how I'm saying it's just kind of covering up a lot. So we're kind of using that to our advantage for the hair details, for his head details, I guess is what I'm saying. So I'm going to kind of do this for his hair for the front. And again, he's got some scraggly locks, so that's kind of what we're doing, something like that. And so for the front, let's see. Trying to make it messy, but not too messy, you know? Like I'm trying to look at the shape of his head and seeing where I need to add it because it's a little too thin, you know? That's not too bad. Okay, so I need some over here, something like that. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's hard to draw scraggly hair like this because you kind of don't want to do too much, but you gotta put something in, right? Fix his jawline right there, and so his neck is gonna come down here like this. Now, I'm going to switch over to the other Sharpie. You know what? Let me also fix those edges. And I forgot, I talk about this a lot, that I try to thicken up the outer edge because of what's about to happen with this Sharpie. Because this Sharpie is like super thick, so I try to always like match what's about to happen, and try to keep it consistent, you know, flowing. So his shirt, you know, it's got that open V, so we're just gonna bring it in like this. Gonna bring this side over here. Now I'm following my sketch, so that's kind of why I'm doing that. I know where it's gonna go. Let me go ahead and just draw the shoulder over here, because his arm's up, and there's going to be lots of creases and folds in this one because of the way his arm is lifted. So I'm going to draw a bunch of bumps, because again, I'm following my sketch. I'm not just drawing random, not willy or nilly. So I'm kind of following my plan. Alright, the underside is going to come in here like this. Like that. Now, I'm going to add a whole bunch of, okay, not a whole bunch. I'm going to add a bunch of lines because of the way his shirt is stretched out. Oops. That's going to be the collar like that, because like I said, I planned for such an extreme raising of the arm. So I know there's going to be a lot of creases and folds right there. All right. Okay. So, oops, that's a pencil, don't need that. So for his hand, it's kind of off to the side, holding the lightsaber up at an angle like this. So I'm going to draw the wrist up to there, and that's all I can do because of the way the blade is first. So I'm going to draw the blade here, and the thumb's going to be over it like this. And just bear with me, you'll see where we're going with this. And the other end over here like this. Okay, now that's his hand over it, so that's kind of why it's not straight in the first place. It's kind of, you know, flesh is going around it. So, so his fingers over here like this, and you know, again, just bear with me. We'll come back and add some detail in a second. We can only draw so much first, and then come back and add the detail. Okay, so then the other part of his hand is coming in like this, and I can connect everything. And let's add some detail. Alright, and also, it looks like the hilt moved from my sketch, so I need to go back and account for that. And you'll see what I'm going to do in a second. So basically, what I'm going to do is draw another sketch line so I see where the blade's going according to the hilt, because I like to make sure that it looks like it's supposed to be going that way versus the angle of the hilt is what I'm trying to say. Oops, that line kind of cut through, but that's okay. So what I mean by that is, okay, if the hilt is like that, I want the blade going this way, you know, and I don't want it at an angle like this. It all's supposed to look like one piece is what I'm trying to say. But here's the other thing. Let me draw this real fast because that kind of disappeared. Okay, I don't draw the line because it's supposed to look like light. You don't want to define it real with a hard edge. You just kind of want to play around with that it's a light blade. So what I like to do is the burst of the beginning, the and then kind of go up, but lift up as I'm drawing, and kind of go like this. So just kind of do something like this, pick it up, come down, pick it up, come down, that's where it's going to go back. So I do the same thing, but not in the same spots. So this way it kind of looks like it's light, like it's implied. You see it there, but see how much lighter that is compared to a hard edge? That's what I was going for. That's the look I wanted. All right. So let's keep going here. We're going to draw the other side of his body. So I'm going to come down here to this shoulder and bring it down here. And this one I just got hanging down. Nothing too crazy. Let's see. And he's going to have a belt with his stuff in it. So the other side is just kind of this. We'll add some detail to that. Now the nice thing about this outfit is there's tons and tons of material lines. So we can kind of play around with that, kind of build a texture with this with the Sharpie. And just kind of play around with that, you know, so it doesn't have to be just blank. So his other hand is just hanging down, not doing anything special, because that's not the fancy hand. That's just a regular old hand. So I'm going to draw his thumb with this, and the top of his hand. Oops, the paper bent on me. And do his first finger. Yeah, came out a little weird looking, but that's okay. Middle finger, ring finger, and the pinky, like that. And that's all we can really see. So we're not going to worry too much about specifics of it. And that's all we really need anyway. All right. Okay, so he's got a few things on his belt, so not too much, but his shirt's kind of covering up a lot of it. So we're going to go ahead and just draw like a buckle. Where like a pack is. There's the other side there. There's the stuff he carries, and his shirt. Let's see, it's kind of wrapped around, so there's not too much we got to worry about there. We're just going to hang it down. Like this. Draw the other side like that. Again, there's a lot of creases and folds, a lot of material wrapped over itself. That's where it's bunched up under the belt, so we'll just do stuff like that, just to, you know, give it some texture. So now I'm just going to draw his legs, and so his crotch is up here, so all I'm really going to see is his legs. Material's all bent in, down to his wraps. Now, for his wraps, let's do this. We're going to add some detail there in a second. Because they're very specific, let's do a stair-step little thing. We'll do like that. Into his shoe. And then we'll add detail in a second. So, here's his foot. This. Let's go ahead and add some detail before we get too far. We still on camera? Yeah, we still are. Okay, so I'm going to draw the top of his shoe. Something like that. And so we're going to go ahead and just play around with the wrap. And look, I'm not trying to match each one. I'm just looping it over. Like that. Give him some material bends. And then draw the other leg, same thing over here. So we're going to come over here, draw some bends for the knee. There's the inner thigh. Then we're going to do the step kind of thing. And then draw the heel. This one's coming down like that. Fold that over. Now add some extra detail. Okay, and again, just kind of wrap it over. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because remember, this is just material wrapped over. So look, I'm gonna mess it up a little like that, you know. So don't worry about whether it's perfect or not. Okay, and we're just gonna do that. Just kind of give it some texture. And there you go. So there, I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Luke Skywalker from Episode 4, A New Hope.
So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.